The sun dipped low over the amber savanna, casting long golden shadows that looked like grasping fingers. In the heart of this kingdom lived Kojo, a young cheetah with fur the color of toasted oats and a heart that beat like a war drum. Kojo didn't just want to run, he wanted to fly. He spent his dawns sprinting against his own shadow, dreaming of the great ascent, a race to the peak of the Sky-Toucher Mountain. Legend said the winner would be crowned the guardian of the plains. Beside him, always, was Baraka, a thick-necked hyena with a grin that never quite reached his yellow eyes. Baraka was Kojo's best friend. He was the one who shared Kojo's shade and ate Kojo's leftovers. The whisper in the tall grass. "You're pushing too hard again, Kojo," Baraka chuckled one afternoon, lazily snapping at a fly. "Look at those paws. They're shaking. The Sky-Toucher isn't for runners, it's for survivors. Why risk the embarrassment?" Kojo slowed to a halt, panting. "But Baraka, the Great Spirit says the race is about the will, not just the legs. I feel it in me." Baraka stood up, draping a heavy furred arm over the cheetah's narrow shoulders. "That's the problem, buddy. You feel too much. I'm the only one who'll tell you the truth. The other animals? They're laughing. They see a skinny cat with big dreams and even bigger delusions. Stay here. We have the shade. We have the scraps. Why reach for the sun just to get burned?" Kojo felt a chill that had nothing to do with the evening breeze. He didn't see the way Baraka's eyes narrowed when Kojo turned back to the mountain. Baraka didn't hate Kojo, he just hated the way Kojo's light made his own shadows look darker. If Kojo stayed small, Baraka felt big. The morning of the race arrived in a burst of violet and orange. The starting line was a chaotic symphony of trumpeting elephants and roaring lions. Kojo stood at the edge, his muscles twitching with nervous energy. As the horn sounded, the world became a blur. Kojo surged forward, his spine flexing like a bowstring. He was winning, he was soaring. But as the path steepened into the rocky crags of the mountain, the terrain turned treacherous. Suddenly, a heavy stone tumbled from a ledge above, clipping Kojo's back leg. He tumbled, sliding down the scree, his vision spinning. Through the dust, he saw a shape. "Baraka?" Kojo gasped, seeing his friend perched on a ridge just above the path. "Help me up! I can still catch them!" Baraka didn't move. He didn't reach out a paw. He simply looked down, his face devoid of its usual mock-jovial grin. "I told you it would end like this, Kojo," said Baraka, his voice cold and clear. "If you win, you leave the plains, you leave the shade, you leave me. And frankly, it's much easier to be your friend when you're failing. It makes me feel necessary." Baraka didn't push another stone, but he didn't have to. He simply turned his back and began to trot down toward the comfort of the lowlands. Kojo lay in the dirt, the pain in his legs searing, but the ache in his chest was sharper. He realized then a hard truth that the savannah usually hides. Some people don't want you to fail because they hate you. They want you to fail because your success is a mirror they're not ready to look into. He looked at the peak, then at the path Baraka had taken. "My legs are tired, but my spirit doesn't have a limp," he whispered to the dust. With a grunt of pure defiance, he dragged himself up. He didn't run with the grace of a cheetah, he climbed with the grit of a mountain goat. He used his claws to tear into the rock. Every step was a conversation between his pain and his purpose. He wasn't running against the lions anymore, he was running against the version of himself that Baraka wanted him to be. When Kojo finally crested the summit, the race was long over. The crowds had thinned. But as he stood there, bloodied and breathless, the Great Spirit, a massive, shimmering golden eagle, landed before him. "You are late," the eagle spoke, its voice like rushing water. "I know," Kojo wheezed, standing tall despite the tremor in his limbs. "The others ran for the crown, but I climbed for the truth. The guardian of the plains isn't the fastest. It is the one who cannot be stopped by the silence of their friends or the gravity of their doubts." Kojo looked down. From here, the amber savanna looked small. He could see the shade trees where Baraka sat, safe and stagnant. Kojo realized he wasn't angry. He felt a quiet, profound pity. He had lost a friend, but he had found his footing.